Sir, very happy morning to all. Sir, we are going to start a brand new subject called as GST. As we all know that in our group number 1, we are having 3 papers. Paper number 1 is advanced accounting, paper number 2 is law, and paper number 3 is tax. Tax comprises of 2 taxes. One is direct tax and other is indirect tax. Direct tax will come for 50 mark in exam. The same indirect tax will come for 50 mark in exam. Sir, what are the topics available to be studied in the indirect tax is what the section reference is all about. Sir, this is the basic part of the GST. Section 7 talking about supply. Which section? Section 7 talking about what? Supply. That means there are certain activities or transaction. Sir, certain activities or transaction will be treated as supply. Once it becomes supply, you are liable to pay GST. If certain activities or transaction will not become supply at all, we are not liable to pay what at all? Yes. So whether we are liable to pay GST or not is based upon section 7. Upper section 7 is the hero. Section 7 talks about supply. Section 7 talks about section 8 tax rate for composite and mixed supply. Sir, first of all, we have to classify the activity or transaction into supply or not. In that supply or not, we are having varieties of supplies are there. There are certain composite supply and there are certain mixed supply. So, certain supply may be composite supply or for composite supply, certain tax rate will be applicable. For mixed supply, certain tax rate will be applicable. That is expressed in section 8. That is expressed in section. So, what is section 7? Supply. Once you have classified or finalized an activity or transaction as supply, it has to be further classified into composite supply or mixed supply as per section 8 because tax rate for composite or mixed supply. Then section 9, levy and collection of CGST. Levy and collection of? Sir, we are having CGST, we are having IGST, we are having UTGST. We are having CGST, we are having IGST, we are having for what activities or transactions and all, CGST will be applicable. That's what section 9, levy and collection of CGST. But for certain transactions or activity, IGST will be applicable. Sir, that will be discussing in some other section. This is section 9, levy and collection of. So tell me, what is section 7? First of all, an activity or transaction should be a supply. Once it is a supply, that supply may be either composite supply or as per section 8. Sir, once it becomes a supply, we are supposed to collect the GST. Various types of GST are there. CGST, SGST, UTGST, IGST. Tell me, CGST, SGST, UTGST. Sir, if certain conditions has been satisfied, we are supposed to collect CGST. We are supposed to collect as per section what? 9. Sir, I am not interested to travel through the normal route. I want to travel through the presumptive taxation route. I want to travel through the same way we are having composition levy. Enna levy? That's what section 10. What levy? So either a taxpayer can travel through section 9 route or section 10 route as the NMAB case. So there are 2 routes are there in GST. One is section 9, levy and collection of CGST, or section 10, what levy? Composition. Then section 11, exemption. Section 11, actually an activity or transaction is a supply. You are liable to pay what? GST. You are liable to pay either under section 9 route or section 10 route as the, but government is saying that for the time being, it is exempt from GST. Don't pay the what? GST. It is exempted under section what? 11. Hello, sir. These are the basics. This area is called as basic. Section 7, supply. Section 8, tax rate for composite or mixed supply. Section 9, levy and collection of CGST. Section 10, composition levy. Section 11, exemption. Okay, sir. So there is activity or transaction, sir. That activity or transaction classified into how many category? 2 category. It may be supply or it may not be supply. Correct, sir? If it is supply, it may be composite supply or mixed supply. Then I have to either travel through section 9 route or section as the once an activity or transaction covered under section 11, I am not liable to pay what at all? GST at all. It is what from GST? Exempt from GST. Comfortable? Now I am moving to the next discussion called as time of supply. End of supply? Okay, sir. I understood that I am liable to pay GST. When I am liable to pay GST, sir? Eppa sir na GST, I have to pay to the government. That's what of supply? It is covered in section 12, 13 and 14. Tell me section 12, 13, 14. Section 12, time of supply of goods. Time of supply of? Are you a supplier of goods? Then follow section 12. No, sir. I am not supplier of goods. I am supplier of services. Then section 30. Then section? Sir, section 14, time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. Sometimes the tax rate will change. Government will change the tax rate from 5% to 12%, 12% to 28%. So at that time, at what rate I am liable to pay tax to the department is what? Section 14. This section 14 is not there in CA inter syllabus. It is there in CA final syllabus. Chuma section reference alone, we are saying the number. Are you really with me? What is section 12? Time of supply of goods. What is section 13? Time of supply of services. What is section 14? Time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. Time of supply in case of. So, what is section 7? Supply. Section 8. Tax rate for composite and mixed supply. What is section 9? Levy and collection of CGST. What is section 10? Composition levy. What is section 11? Exemption. What is section 12? Time of supply of goods. What is section 13? Time of supply of services. What is section 14? Time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. Time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. Sir, okay sir. You said that when to pay GST is the end of supply. On what value I have to pay GST? That's what value of supply is explained in section 15 of the CGST Act. Because after section 14, 15 dana varnolya. Upper section 15 is the what of supply? Value of supply. Section 7, supply. 8, tax rate for composite and mixed supply. 9, levy and collection of CGST. Section 10, composition levy. 11, exemption. 12, time of supply of goods. Section 13, time of supply of services. Section 14, time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. Section 15, sir, I am going to do the business. What is business, sir? Business means purchasing and selling. Am I right, sir? Business means purchasing and if I am purchasing means some other person is selling. If I am purchasing means some other person is, the person who are selling to me will collect value of supply. Person who are selling to me will collect as per section 15. On that, he will be collecting what from me? GST from me. That GST may be CGST, that GST may be SGST, that GST may be IGST, as the may be case may. So when I am purchasing the material, I will not only pay the what of supply, value of supply, but also I will pay the GST. Hello, sir. And after I purchase, for example, assume that I purchased a raw material for 1 lakh rupees by paying 18% GST, 18,000 rupees. Total comes to 1,18,000 rupees. Sir, will I sell this product? Will I sell for 1 lakh or more than 1 lakh? Assume I am selling for how much lakh? 2 lakh. I am selling for 2 lakh. When I sell for 2 lakh, my dear lovable students, I have to collect GST. At 18,000. Sir, is the GST for 1 lakh rupees. Assume for 2 lakh 36,000. Up total, how much I will collect? 2 lakh 36,000. So, output tax collected is 36,000. This 36,000 is called as output tax collected. What collected? So, this 36,000 is not my money. This 36,000 I have to pay to the government. Am I right? When I pay this 36,000, I already paid how much rupees? At the time of purchases. So, less how much rupees, man? Reducing this 18,000 is called as ITC. ITC means input tax credit. What credit? What GST Act is saying that all item cannot be taken as ITC. All item cannot be taken as. There are certain conditions to be satisfied in order to claim this 18,000 rupees as what? That area is what? ITC section 16 to section 21. Are you all with me? Section 16 is a basic section for ITC. Section 16 is the basic section for ITC in the sense means what are the conditions you are supposed to be satisfied in order to claim ITC. Sir, all those conditions are explained in section 16. What is section 16? Basic section for ITC. What is section 16? Section 17 is apportionment and blocked credit. Section 17 is what? Apportionment means, sir, have you purchased raw material? After you purchase raw material, are you selling the materials? Certain people, what they will do, no, with that raw material, 50% they will classify the raw material. 50% they will sell as exempted product, and the remaining 50% they will make as taxable supply. That means only for the taxable supply they will collect output tax. For the exempt supply, will they collect output tax? No, sir. So you tell me, if the raw material is converted into taxable and exempted, I will collect output tax only for the dash portion, taxable portion. I will not collect output tax for the exempted portion. Since I have not collected output tax for the what portion? 100% of the ITC cannot be taken as ITC. I have to apportion the ITC. I have to what the ITC? That means I have to bifurcate the ITC into taxable portion and the exempted portion. Sir, after you become chartered accountant, will you become chartered accountant? After you become chartered accountant, assume you are going to purchase a BMW car. The seller of the BMW car, will he collect GST from you? Yes, sir. Are you a seller of BMW car? With that car, are you going to start a driving school? With that car, are you going to transport passenger like Ola, Uber? Then with that car, what you are going to do? Personal use. You are going to your office, you are going to come back from your office with that car. Am I right? So what GST department is saying that every GST paid cannot be taken as ITC. Example, BMW car purchased. Because you are not a reseller of the BMW car. You are not a trader of the BMW car. With that car, you are not going to start a driving school. With that car, you are not going to transport passenger from one place to. Then such a GST paid cannot be taken as. Such concept is called as blocked credit. What credit? That is, certain GST paid cannot be taken as. That's it, game over. That is called as what credit? What is section 16? Basic section for ITC. What is section 16? What is section 17? Apportionment and blocked credit. Apportionment and section 18, ITC in special cases. ITC in, it's not normal. In special circumstance, some special circumstance, we are entitled to get the what? ITC. What is section 16? Basic section for ITC. What is section 17? Apportionment and blocked credit. What is section 18? ITC in special cases. ITC in. Sir, section 19, ITC and job work provision. ITC and? There is a concept called principal and job worker. Job worker is a person who are doing work on behalf of the principal. Okay, sir? So, when this job worker can take ITC, what is the time of taking ITC? What are the conditions to be satisfied by the job worker in order to take the... So, for a job worker, special provisions are applicable, which are covered in section 19, ITC and... The same way, there is a person called as input service distributor. There is a concept called as input service. When he can take ITC, what are the conditions he is supposed to take ITC? All those things are specified in section 20, input service distributor. Input service. Section 21, manner of recovery of credit. Sir, distributed in excess. In the sense means, Sometimes this input service distributor will distribute the credit. Sometimes he will, sir, excessively distributing the credit. That has to be recovered. For example, 100 rupees is the credit to be distributed. Sometimes he may distribute 120 rupees. Have we distributed extra 20 rupees? That has to be get back. Adhikana section, section what one? Happy news is 19, 20 and 21 are not applicable for inter. Then why are you saying, sir? Because I need the section reference in future. I will say that there is a person called as what service distributor? Input service distributor. That is covered in section 20. At that time, just a pass-through reference I need. That's it, man. What is section 16? Basic section for ITC. What is 17? Apportionment and blocked credit. What is section 18? ITC in special cases. What is section 19? ITC and job work provision. What is section 20? Input service distributor. What is section 21? Manner of recovery of excess credit. Manner of recovery of excess credit. Are you really with me? Come on, man. What is section 7? Supply. 8. Tax rate for composite and mixed supply. 9. Levy and collection of CGST. What is section 10? Composition levy. What is section 11? Exemption. What is section 12? Time of supply of goods. What is section 13? Time of supply of services. What is section 14? Time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. What is section 15? Value of supply. What is section 16? Basic section for ITC. 17? Apportionment and blocked credit. 18? ITC in special cases. Then 19? ITC and job work provision. 20? Input service distributor. 21? Manner of recovery of excess. Sir, once your activity or transaction is a supply as per section 7 and it may become composite or mixed supply, then tax rate will be as per section. Then you are liable to travel through either section 9 route or 10 route as the, if you have not fall under section, because if you fall under section 11, it's an exempt supply. For an exempt supply, no need to liable to pay the GST, right? Okay, sir. Sir, what is business? Business means purchase and what? Sale. At the time of purchase, I will pay value of supply. Along with the value of supply, I will pay this GST. I can take it as per section 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 and 21. Right, sir? When I sell, I will collect the output tax collected. Against the what tax collected? Output tax collected. I can reduce input tax paid. This is called as ITC. But every item cannot be taken as certain things are what credit? As per section 17, certain things are blocked credit. Up to this pakawa. Sir, if I want to take the tax paid as ITC, if I have to pay tax to the department, I am liable to take registration. I am liable to take. So the next chapter, what we'll be talking about is the registration. So many sections are there in registration, man. Sir, which I have classified into 3 parts. 22, 23, 24. Tell me. 22, 23, 25, 26, 27. Tell me. 25, 26, 28, 29, 30. Tell me. So chapter registration can be classified into how many parts? 22, 23, 24. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Solo pakla. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Repeat once again. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Sir, what is this 22, sir? Person liable for registration. Person? Sir, everyone is not liable for what? Registration. Under the what? GST. Only certain people are liable for registration. Who and all have to take the registration? It is covered in section 20. Section 23, person not liable for registration. Person. There are certain people who are not at all liable for, even if you make supply as per section 7. Don't take what? Registration. That means for you, GST may be fully exempted under section 11. Or the activity or transaction what you are doing may not be what at all? Supply at all. Then why are you taking registration? Because after you take registration, you will not collect output tax. Hello, sir. But at the time of purchase, you may pay GST, but that cannot be taken as ITC, because in order to take it as ITC, you should collect what? Output tax. Since you are not collecting, certain people are not at all liable to take what? Registration. As per section 20. Section 24 is the compulsory registration. Section 24 is the certain people have to compulsory liable to take what? Registration. Sir, in GST, whether I am liable to take registration or not is based upon the threshold limit. What limit? If my threshold limit exceeds either 10 lakh or 20 lakh or 40 lakh as the case may be. That means for certain people, 10 lakh. Certain people, 20 lakh. Certain people, then you are liable to take GST registration as per section 22. So what section 22 is saying that if your aggregate turnover, what turnover? Exceeds the threshold limit of either 10 lakh or 20 lakh or 40 lakh as the, you are liable to take what? Registration. As per section, that's what person liable for registration. Pakka? Sir, even though your aggregate turnover exceed 10 lakh, 20 lakh, 40 lakh, don't take registration. As per section what? 20. 20. That's what 23% not liable for registration. Sir, my turnover does not exceed 10 lakh, does not exceed 20 lakh, does not exceed, then am I liable to take registration? Yes, sir, as per 24. That's what compulsory registration. That's what registration? Up if your turnover exceed the threshold limit, liable for registration. As per section, even though my aggregate turnover exceed threshold limit, I am not liable to take the registration. As per section 23. Sir, without seeing the aggregate turnover, certain people have to take the registration. That is called as compulsory registration. As per section, sir, okay, sir. If I fall under 22 or 24, I am liable to take the registration. If I fall under 23, I am not liable to, sir, take the registration. Correct? If I fall under what or what? Sir, how to take the registration, sir? That is explained in 25. That is procedure for registration. What registration? Because I should know how to take the registration. That's what for registration? Procedure for registration. Sir, if I taken registration in central, it is equal to taken registration in what? State. That's what deemed registration. What registration? So if I take registration in central, it is equal to taken registration in two separate registrations are not required. One registration is only required. That's what deemed registration. Under section. Sir, have you heard about job worker? Have you heard about ISD? Who is ISD? Input Service Distributor. Like such a person, another type of people are called as CTP bar NRTP. Tell me, man. Casual taxable person and non-resident taxable person. Tell me. Casual taxable person, non-resident taxable person. Tell me. Casual. Sir, who is casual taxable person? Who is non-resident taxable person? That I will come at the appropriate time. Don't worry at all. If I am a casual taxable person or if I am a non-resident taxable person, how to take the registration is what section NS7. Special provisions for casual taxable person and non-resident taxable. That means normal people will follow 25. What is 25? Procedure for it. If you are a CTP bar, NRTP, don't travel through section 25 route because it's complicated route. Are you all really with me? For you, sir, very easy route is there. That's what section 27, special provisions relating to casual taxable person and non-resident taxable person. Are you all really with me? Sir, either I have to fall under section 22 or 24. I should not fall under section. What is 22? Person liable for registration. What is 24? Once I fall under 22 or 24, I have to travel through either 25 or 27 as the NMAB. What is 25? Procedure for registration. What is 27? Special procedure for casual taxable person and non-resident taxable person. Comfortable? Have you taken registration? After you taken registration, sometimes at the time of taking registration, you would have given your mobile number. In future, will you change the mobile number? In future, will you change the email ID? In future, will you change the location of your business? Sometimes earlier you would have done the business in Nungambakam. Sir, now I have changed to Kodambakam. Sir, is there any chance? That is called as section 28, amendment of registration. What of registration? So you can amend your registration as per section 28. As per section? Sir, what is section 29, sir? Cancellation of registration. I stop the business at all. I don't want the what at all? Business at all. That's what? What of registration? Cancellation of registration. As per section? Sir, I have not filed the return for continuous 6 months, sir. Proper officer is thinking that if you are not filing the return after you taken the registration either under section 22 or 24, for what purpose you are having registration? I am cancelling your registration. Like that, who is saying? Proper officer. The NSR GST officer is saying. And I am going and saying that, sorry, sir. Last 6 months I was not well. I was affected by COVID. You know, COVID again came back, sir. Hello, sir. So that is the reason why I was not in a position to file the returns. Please don't cancel the registration. Please revoke the cancellation of registration. That's what section 30, a revocation of what of registration. Revocation means already registration has been cancelled. By whom? Proper officer. What officer? After the registration has been cancelled by the proper officer, my dear lovable students, that cancellation will be revoked. Revoked means, sir, ipo registration okay aichu. That is called as revocation of cancellation of registration. Up chapter registration classified into how many category? Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Part 1, 3 section 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. What is 22? Person liable for registration. Who and all have to take the registration is explained in section 22. What is section 23? Person not liable for registration. Who and all are not liable for registration. What is 24? Compulsory. Who and all have to compulsory liable to take the registration. What is section 25? Procedure for registration. What is section 26? Deemed registration. What is section 27? Special procedure for casual taxable person and non-resident taxable person. What is 28? Amendment of registration. What is section 29? Cancellation of registration. What is section 30? Revocation of cancellation of registration. Can we come from start? You try to say, sir, if you are not able to say also, no problem. I'm just giving the introduction. What and all we are supposed to be studying, the subject we are discussing. That's it, man. These chapters once we done now. Sir, now you'll be having a doubt. Sir, up to the, now I am in section, sir, 30. Up to how many section you will go, sir? Nothing, sir. We are having only till section 53. At inter level, 53 sections are only there. Once we complete 53 section, GST comes to 1. That's it, sir. Sir, what is section 7? Supply. What is section 8? Tax rate for composite and mixed supply. What is section 9? Levy and collection of CGST. What is section 10? Composition levy. What is section 11? Exemption. What is section 12? Time of supply of goods. What is section 13? Time of supply of services. What is section 14? Time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. What is section 15? What is section 16? Basic section for ITC. What is 17? Apportionment and block credit. What is section 18? ITC in special cases. What is section 19? ITC and job work provisions. What is 20? Input service distributor. What is 21? Manner of recovery of excess credit. What is 22? Person liable for registration. 23? Person not liable for registration. 24? Compulsory registration. 25? Procedure for registration. 26? Deemed registration. 27? Special provisions relating to casual taxable person. 28? Amendment of registration. 29? Cancellation of registration. 30? Revocation of cancellation of registration. Sir, are you doing any activity or transaction? Is that activity or transaction amounted to supply as per section 7? Yes, sir? Yes, sir. Then that activity or transaction may be composite supply or mixed supply. Then you have to follow section 8, tax rate for composite and then you can either travel through dash route or dash route as the case may be. 9 route or 10 route as the case may be. 9 route is a normal route and 10 route is a composition levy. Composition levy. But that activity or transaction should not be covered under section. These are the basics of GST. Once it is not covered under section 11, you should know what is the end of supply, time of supply. As per section 12, 13, 14. On what amount I have to calculate the GST is what the value of supply. As per section 15. At the time of purchases, my dear lovable students, I would have paid GST. That can be taken as what or not? ITC or not? Is what 16, 17, 18, 19, 20? Right, sir. If I want to take ITC, then, sir, I should be a what person? 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. What is 22? Person liable for registration. 23, person not liable for registration. 24, compulsory registration. 25, procedure for registration. 26, deemed registration. 27, special provisions for casual taxable person, non-resident taxable person. Right, sir? Then, sir, 28, amendment of registration. 29, 30, sir, now am I a registered person? Will I only make inward supplier? Inward supply means purchases. Or I will be making outward supplier? Both. I will be making inward supplier. At the time of inward supply, I will pay. At the time of outward supply, I will collect. In order to collect GST, I should raise the tax invoice. What invoice? As per section 31. As per section. So, if I am making what supply? Outward supply. I am supposed to collect GST. In order to collect what? GST. I have to raise the what invoice? As per section 31. As per section. Prohibition of unauthorized collection of what? Tax. Sir, I have not at all taken registration as per section dash or dash as the case may be. 22 or 24 as the. Sir, if I am not at all a what person? Registered person. I am not supposed to collect what? GST. Without taking registration, if I collect tax, is it a authorized collection or unauthorized collection? Then you will be putting in jail. Sir, section 32 is saying that prohibited on unauthorized collection of what? Tax. So, in order to collect tax, I am supposed to raise the tax invoice. In that tax invoice, my dear lovable students, I should show tax amount. I should show specifically how much is the CGST, how much is the SGST, how much is the IGST. Particularly, if you see any bill, in that bill, they will say that CGST at the rate of 2.5%, SGST at the rate of 2.5%. Right? That is as per section 33, amount of tax to be included in the what invoice. That means the tax invoice, what you are raising as per section what one? 31. In that tax invoice, you should specifically say that this is the amount of tax. This is the value of supply. That's what section N3. Sometimes after I raise the tax invoice as per section 31, the value of supply may be wrong. Instead of 2 lakh rupees value of supply, I put 1,80,000 rupees. Or instead of 12% GST tax rate, I put 18% GST tax rate. Purida. So I have to amend the tax invoice. In order to amend the tax invoice, I will not once again raise the tax invoice. I have to raise the dash note or dash note. Credit note or debit note as per section N34. So what is section 31? Tax invoice. What is 32? Prohibition of unauthorized collection of tax. What is 33? Amount of tax to be included in the tax invoice. What is 34? Credit note and debit note. Credit note and, repeat once again. Sir, are you a registered person? Once you are a registered person, you will make both what supply, inward supply. And once you are making outward supply, you are supposed to collect GST. Sir, in order to collect GST, my dear lovable students, you should raise the dash invoice. Tax invoice as per section 31. As per section. But certain people are not supposed to collect tax at all. That's what section 32, prohibition of unauthorized collection of tax. If you are collecting tax in the tax invoice, you have to specifically say that this is the amount of tax as per section 33. After you raise a tax invoice, if you want to change the tax invoice, either the value of supply or the tax, or if there is an increase or decrease, you are supposed to raise the debit note and credit note. Right? Let me ask you a question. will you do one inward supply, one outward supply, or multiple inward, multiple outward supply? So, properly maintain the books of accounts. Properly maintain the, as per section 35, accounts and other records. As a GST taxpayer, what are the books of accounts you are supposed to be maintained is explained in section NFI. Sir, for how much period I have to maintain? For 1 year, 5 year, 10 year? That's what explained in section what? 36. Period of retention of what? Accounts. So what is section 35? Accounts and records. Accounts and other records. What is 36? Period of retention of accounts and records. From here we will say once again, what is section 22? Person liable for registration. Section 23. Person not liable for registration. Section 24. Compulsory registration. Section 25. Procedure for registration. Section 26. Deemed registration. Section 27. Special provisions relating to casual taxable person and non-resident taxable. Everyone repeat. 28. Amendment of registration. 29. Cancellation of registration. 30. Revocation of cancellation of registration. Are you registered person? Are you making outward supply? Raise the tax invoice as per section. Certain people are not supposed to collect tax as per section. Sir, in the tax invoice, show the tax separately as per section. If you want to revise the tax invoice in future, raise the debit note and credit note as per section. Sir, one invoice or nari invoice? Maintain books of accounts as per section. For how much period as per section? Sir, you tell me business means purchase and sales. Sir, your purchase is called as inward supply and your sales is called as, sir, how much is the inward supply, value of supply total? At the time of purchase, will you pay GST? How much, man? So total, how much you paid? 1,18,000. Now you are going to sell at outward supply of 2 lakhs. You will be collecting output tax. Add GST, how much rupees? So total 2,30,000. So output tax collected, how much? 36,000. Less ITC, how much? So 36,000 minus 18,000 comes to 18,000 is the net tax payable to the government. Correct? Sir, in order to take this 18,000 as ITC, it should not be a what credit? Blocked credit. As per section 17. Correct, Danelia? And you should satisfy the basic condition which are stipulated in section, because that is the basic section for ITC. Comfortable? My dear lovable students, will you make one inward supply, one outward supply, multiple inward supply, multiple outward supply? For what government is saying that you are supposed to file the returns. You are supposed to file the, sir, so many returns are there which we have classified into part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 and part 5. So many sections are there in the returns. Fine. Sir, section 37 outward supply. Section 37. You will be making lot of sales. Ilya. All the sales details, your outward supply has to be furnished as per section 37. Section 38 is the inward supply. Section 38 is the, but section 37 outward supply. Section 38 inward supply. Section 37 outward supply. Section 38, sir, outward supply plus inward supply is your total business. Am I right? That's what section 39, furnishing of return. You have to furnish the, in section N7 37, you have to file exclusively. In section 38, you have to disclose your details exclusively inward supply. Comfortable, sir? Then section 39, what of return? Filing of return. You have to furnish the return. Sir, just now I have taken registration, sir. As per section what or what? 22 or 24. As the, after I taken registration, the first return I have to file as per section 40. Every year I have to file a what return? At the time of cancellation of registration. Will I cancel the registration? Yes, sir. As per section 29, cancellation of registration. What is 28? Amendment of registration. 29, cancellation of registration. 30, revocation of. Once I dash the registration, cancel them, I have to file the final return. I have to file the. After I taken registration, the return which I am going to first file the return is called as first return. As per section 40. Are you really with me? Once every year, after every year, I have to file the. Once I cancel the registration, I have to file the final return. Enapa comfortable? Are you really with me? So, my dear lovable students, what is section 37? What is 37? Outward supply. So, all our outward supply has to be furnished as per section 37. What is 38? Inward supply. What is 39? Furnishing of return. Correct? Have you taken registration? After you taken the registration, the first return you have to file as per section. Every year, annual return. Under section 44. Sir, in 41, 42, 43 and all not there. Sir, it is not there in the syllabus. And I don't need reference purpose also. That's why after 40, I'm straight away moving into 44. Sir, once your registration has been cancelled, as per section 29, I have to file a return called as final return. Under section 40. Okay, sir. Super, sir. Sir, section 41, 42, 43, sir. These are irrelevant. ITC and provisional cases. ITC and matching concept. These are now practically not there. Not that much relevant. Sir, come on, sir. What is section 37? Outward supply. What is 38? Inward supply. What is 39? Furnishing of return. What is section 40? First return. What is section 44? Annual return. What is section 45? Final return. What is section 41? ITC and provisional cases. ITC in provisional cases. Okay, wow. 42 matching concept and 43. If you are not able to say these section number also not much relevant. 46 is very important, man. Notice to return defaulters. Notice to. Sometimes you will not file the return. You are supposed to file the return. Sometimes you will not file the. You will get a notice from the GST department. Under section what? 47 is late fees. 47 is what? If you don't file the return within the due date stipulated under 37, 38, 39 or 40, 44, 45, you are liable to pay late fee to the department as per section N7. Sir, who will file the return, sir? Chartered accountant. No need. No need. Sir, GST practitioners can file the return. GST practitioners can? Sir, who is the GST practitioner? Go and check section 48. So, section 48 is talking about what practitioner? Right, sir? Sir, what are the return? What is section 37? Outward supply. 38. Inward supply. 39. Furnishing of return. 40. First return. 44. Annual return. 45. Final return. 41. ITC in provisional cases. 42 matching concept. 43 matching concept. Alright, sir? Then, sir, 46. Notice to return defaulters. Notice to 47. Late fees. What is 48? Yes. Like this, sir, chapter returns, we will classify it into 5 parts and we will study at the appropriate time. Are you really with me? Sir, the last chapter, sir, what of tax? At the time of filing return, government want returns, tax, only tax. Are you really with me? In order to get the tax only, they are asking you to file. Sir, section 49 is the payment of tips. Payment of what? Tips means tax, interest, penalty or any other similar amount. Tax, interest, penalty and that's what section what 9? 49. Section 50, interest on what payment of tax? Some people will not pay the tax on time within due date. So you are liable to pay interest as per section 50. Interest on delayed payment of tax. Section 51 TDS. Section 51. 52 TCS. Section 52. Section 53 transfer of ITC. Section 53. So come on. What is section 49? Payment of tips. What is section 50? Interest on delayed payment of tax. What is section 51? TDS. 52 TCS. 53 transfer of ITC. Transfer of. Sir, how much tax, interest, penalty and any other amount to be paid? That is covered in section N9 14. Sometimes I will not make the payment on time. I will not pay the tax within the due date, then I am liable to pay as per section 50. Certain people will deduct TDS for me. That is as per section what one? 51. Certain people will collect TCS on me. That is as per section. And I can transfer ITC. That's what section N353. These are the sections to be completed at the inter level, my dear lovable students. What is section 7? Section 8. Tax rate for composite and mixed supply. Section 9. Levy and collection of CGST. Section 10. Composition levy. Section 11. Exemption. Section 12. Time of supply of goods. Section 13. Time of supply of services. Section 14. Time of supply in case of change in rate of. Section 15. Value of supply. What is section 16? Basic section for 17. Apportionment and blocked credit. 18. ITC and special cases. 19. ITC and job work provision. 20. Input service distributor. 21. Manner of recovery of excess credit. 22. Person liable for registration. 23. Person not liable for registration. 24. Compulsory registration. 25. Procedure for registration. 26. Deemed registration. 27. Special procedure for casual taxable person and non-resident taxable person. 28. Amendment of registration. 29. Cancellation of registration. 30. Revocation of cancellation of registration. Right, sir? 31. Tax invoice. 32. Prohibition of unauthorized collection of tax. 33. Amount to be included in the tax invoice. What is 34? What is 35? Accounts and records. 36. Period of retention of accounts and records. 37. Outward supply. 38. Inward supply. 39. Furnishing of return. 40. First return. 44. Annual return. 45. Final return. What is section 41? ITC in provisional cases. 42 and 43. Matching concept. 46. Notice to return defaulters. 47. Late fees. 48. GST practitioners. 49. Payment of tips. 50. Interest on delayed payment of tax. 51. TDS. 52. TCS. 53. Are you really with me? Sir, with regard to the subject GST, this will be the first lecture you will be hearing. Sir, before you come to the next chapter, that is introduction to supply, in the coming slot, what we will do now, section 7 is there. That section 7 again classified into 4 categories. 7 subsection 1, 7 subsection 1A, 7 subsection 2, 7 subsection 3. This 7 subsection 1 again classified into 4 clauses. 7 subsection 1 clause A, 7 subsection 1 clause AA, 7 subsection 1 clause B, and 7 subsection 1 clause C. Like that it goes. That is, under section 7 itself, we will be having further classes, section, subsection, like that we will drill. Before I move into that chapter, write all the section numbers 3 times, my dear lovable students. Then you will get a brilliant grip and flow over the subject GST. Are you all really with me? Then we will slowly start from section 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Hello, sir. That with that basics will come to an end. Are you comfortable? So revise for 15 minutes. Write 3 times. Come back. We will push further.